our next topic, a non-conference game. Florida, they're playing a in-state, smaller school, and Florida Atlantic. My favorite college football team is Marshall, but I also like Florida quite a bit too. Those are the two teams I will always try to watch if they're on TV and stuff. And it's really interesting. You look at Florida. Last year they had Kyle Trask, they had Kadarius Toney, and Kyle Pitts. They 90% of their offense from last season is gone. And, now they have a starting quarterback in Emory Jones who, for someone who's never started the game in his collegiate career, he's played quite a bit. He's played over 250 snaps for a backup, which that's a lot for a guy who's never started the game. And you look at this Florida game, they ended up winning this game 35-14, which, they winning by 20 points is good, but at the same time, looking at this game, it feels like Florida should have played a lot better than they actually did. Emory Jones, just looking at the stats, he was 17-27, 113 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. He also had 74 yards rushing. And Emory Jones is not really your typical, college quarterback. He's kind of more so like a Lamar Jackson in a way, a really mobile quarterback. He's not one to really set in the pocket much. He's going to beat you with his legs more than he is, his passing ability. But he was just really, really, really bad. He had, like I said, 2 picks. Honestly, he should have had more. He messed up one play, actually did a quarterback sneak on 4th and goal at the 4-yard line, which, the odds of that happening are really slim to none. That's not a good idea at all. And you also look at his backup. There was a drive where Emory Jones was playing and his helmet came off, and, they had to put in his backup, Anthony Richardson. And Richardson was just phenomenal. He started the game 3 of 3 for 40 yards passing. The backup quarterback for Florida, had 7 rushing attempts for 160 yards and a touchdown. To me, this is now really a quarterback battle between Emory Jones and Anthony Richardson, the backup quarterback as of right now for Florida. And it's interesting because, Florida really has to hurry up and find out who's going to be the quarterback because they play South Florida this week. But I believe the following week, they play Alabama. They're not going to have a chance against Alabama, but you really have to figure out who your quarterback of the future is going to be before you play the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, absolutely. It really looks like there could be a quarterback battle because both players, neither is really proven throwing the ball. You cannot have takeaways from the past, but whatever the state of their air game is, and that would be, of course, the leading thing when you choose a quarterback. But both are really good on the ground, and that is, as we know, is a lot more important in the college game. Focusing on that would become a problem for a player when that player goes to the NFL. But in the college game, the defenses are a slight bit more imperfect. Let's just put it that way. And even quarterbacks who are running quarterbacks can benefit a lot from being good on the ground. So Anthony Richardson could really be a challenger. But in all cases, the Gators would need a guy like Malik Davis, for example, to play well on the ground because they need a ground game with passers like those which resemble an enormous risk right now. It will be tough to rely on them. It will be fatal, perhaps. And when you enter SEC play, this is not going to do any good. It's going to be very problematic.
And you look at Emory Jones, and lots of people thought he was going to be a possible dark horse for the Heisman this season. I believe Chris Sims had him on his top 5 quarterbacks heading into the year. There was lots of high hopes for him. Everybody thought he was going to be great. And he just has this, dud of a performance. I don't think anybody expected him to be this bad this past week. And, now it's the point, I know it's only one game in, but, even Anthony Richardson, he was phenomenal on the ground. He had a 73-yard rush. Take that away, he had about 90 rushing yards, but that's still 15 yards to carry, which is really, really good for a quarterback. But, he was 3 of 3 to start off passing. he ended 0-5 the rest of the game. So even him, as a passer, he's not really great. And you look at this Florida team, with Davis, like you mentioned, I feel like if Florida's in the lead, I would feel comfortable because you can have Jones, you can have Richardson, and Davis just run the ball down somebody's throat. Have the quarterbacks come in from time to time, switch them out. But if they're behind, they're in trouble because I do not trust either one of these quarterbacks to win me a game, especially when the SEC play. Like, this is against Florida Atlantic, a average team in a small conference like Conference USA, and they perform this bad. They better figure this out before SEC play starts. Be very interesting to see how it goes this week against South Florida.